2021, coming at you. Live stream, talk for an hour, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I'll just wait for it to catch up and for the chat to go through. And I just want to put out the troll warning because I'm sure the trolls will be out and about already because they were out last live stream. And with a couple of videos that I posted this week, they may be out and about here and, just the messages I was getting. So, it's definitely something that could definitely be coming around for it. So I apologize for that, but I cannot speak for the other people that are being trolls and haters for stuff. So I don't know what's going on here with it, but it's like going through and not. So hopefully I'll be able to see the chat pretty soon. Hopefully this is probably going through and there's a little delay. A little lag time, but lag time USA is sometimes what happens on YouTube. So let's see if I have to start a new file or not, but I don't know what's happening here. I can't see the chat, can't see anything here. So I see Negan1, my guy, Negan1. So hopefully we're excited for next week's episode of The Walking Dead. This Sunday's episode that was already come out on Thursdays for early access. AMC Plus and Premiere members. Got to see the episode that airs tonight. Next week is Negan's episode, which a lot of people are excited for. So, I don't know if I started or not, but, because YouTube and my, OBS was kind of slacking. So, don't know what it was. But today, March 28th, 2021, live stream coming at you. We'll talk about The Walking Dead. I put out that disclaimer of the trolls may be out and about because of the videos that I posted. They were in the live stream last Sunday as well. So it's just what it is sometimes too. So Negan1, Mark, Jennifer, Stephanie, relaxing ambient meditations. Nice. Stephanie says hello from Texas. Nice. I've been to Texas twice actually. It's a good state. It's a little hot when we were there. I was in Austin. I was in Arlington for the Cowboys game. And it was good stuff for sure. But we're going to talk about the episode in the last half hour of the hour. This week's episode. The previous stuff we can talk about because it already aired. Mass Ninja says, hi from Kansas City. Have not been to Kansas City. I have not been a lot of places. I'm a East Coast guy. I'm from Jersey, Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York, Delaware, Maryland, Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, a little bit out west, but, try to get out there once COVID stuff goes down and when we get back to normal. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. I always like to bring in real stuff too, because this is, live stream motivation stuff too, to interact. And it's pretty awesome too. So I love the idea of having, people just talk about some questions. So if you want to ask some questions about The Walking Dead, please don't ask or say anything about this latest episode because I'll talk about that in the last half hour and some people don't want to talk about it there. So the spoiler warning is for everything Walking Dead except for the latest episode. We'll talk about that in the last half hour of the hour. So hopefully you guys were at the Discord last Sunday. Was it last Sunday? I can't even remember now. It's like this is so weird of a year and a time and everything. It's just like crazy, right? So Rami Boy Reviews says, favorite pizza toppings, go. I got to go pepperoni. That's really the only topping that I really eat there too. But hey, Sheila. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, everybody. But I'm a fan of branching out. And if you were in the Discord, I know Lindsay was. I know Darth Xenon was. I know a couple other people were there too. And it was fun. It was a big thing I never did it before. And it was a fun thing. It was just audio. There was no video, but it was similar to this. I saw a chat. I talked to my guy, Will, and he, I think I'm going to be doing it next Sunday as well for the season finale on Discord again for the State of Survival mobile game. Hopefully we'll be doing more and more stuff for our Discord. We have a Discord thanks to Lindsay. She made one. We have some people in there already. I haven't really been too involved with it yet, but we plan to be after stuff probably after this 10C into the Fear the Walking Dead stuff and also there too. So she just posted a link there if you want to check out our Discord. It's pretty awesome stuff to see, there another way to branch out, and it was fun. And hopefully we got some new subscribers from it. We had some trivia. We had some stuff talking about The Walking Dead in the episode, and it was a weird episode to talk about, right? Because Last week's episode was Princess's episode. It was her backstory. It was the train cars. It was what was real, what was not real. I don't know what channel. I think somebody said it was a channel that's a Walking Dead channel that talked about the Yumiko thing, but I didn't see their video. It was people posting in the comments about the idea that Yumiko is a walker and that they heard the guards say, I've never seen someone turn so fast. So is it like physically turn around? Is it turning from a human to a walker? Is it someone turning or flipping on their people? I don't know, right? Because I don't know. I didn't hear it because the mumbles of the actual, Commonwealth guards, and what was true, what was not. But I don't think Yumiko is a walker. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to have anyone die off in these 6 extra episodes that are part of the main cast, that are A, B, or C list characters. Now, when Maze came and went, that made sense. When his brother came and went, that made sense. When walkers go, that's okay. When the Reaper guy went, that's okay. But it doesn't fit for even like Princess or Yumiko, Ezekiel, Eugene, Daryl, Carol, anyone like that. Anyone who has like significance to the show right now, it doesn't fit in my idea. So if it's a theory, if it's a discussion topic, if it's just fun food for thought, I'm okay with that. And I actually love that. I actually enjoy when people talk about theories because I talk about theories too. So if you see stuff on there that you can see different things going around and you picture something there or you heard something on there, it's a good, fun theory. Now, when people disguise it as confirmed information or they're trying to trick people to watch their videos or their articles or whatever they're actually writing it as, that's not really cool because you're trying to trick people into doing it on there too. So, when I am accused of clickbait and I'm this and that, frankly, if you saw my post, I don't care anymore. I'm not going to fight with it. Is it clickbait? Is it not clickbait? There's enough stuff to worry about in real life that matters, right? I don't care about any of that stuff. I care about making quality videos. And I was thinking about it, right? Is my stuff clickbait? Is not this? When I think of clickbait, I think it's people making an article or a video or a link or something with something on there as the thumbnail that they think of it as like, oh, go see this person. You put like a hot chick on the cover. Like, I can't believe she looks like this. And you click on it and there's no picture there. Or there's a million ads and it's tough to find. And then there's a whole big thing. And then you finally find it. So it's basically tricking you into that. Anytime I post something in the thumbnail or the title, the stuff that I talk about is actually in there. So whether it's baiting you to watch it, it's actually talking about the topic. It's not like, oh, it tricked you. It's not actually the same thing there too, right? So it's just crazy for their stuff. So let me see the question about Zero Player 097. Hey, do you believe the rumors that we are going to hear Rick's voice in episode 22? I saw something recently on the TWD Universe spoilers that Rick's voice actor is there. Like, why would we have Rick's voice actor if it's not Andrew Lincoln? That doesn't make sense. Like, we have Daryl Dixon's voice actor. No, it's Norman Reedus. You have stunt doubles, right? But I don't know how they actually do things. I don't know why you would bring somebody in to talk like the actor. Just hire the actor. And you can have that like, oh, Rick, go to the studio by your house, record it, and then send it to us. Okay, cool, right? But the latest thing was like recently. If it's recently, that's for season 11. It's not for episode 22. So I don't know. I don't think so, but I'll take it. If Rick is mentioned, if he's seen, if he's there, if we see it, I'll take it, right? We all want Rick to be mentioned, have a breadcrumb, an Easter egg, a callback, a connection. Where is he? Where he went? How's it been? What's he doing? Snail mail, bird mail, a raven, something. Give us a clue to Rick Grimes, right? We're all like, where is Rick Grimes? We want to know. Where is Rick? So it's one of those things where I definitely enjoy, hopefully getting there. But I think AMC is toying with the fans and messing with us too. So, Rami boy, I don't watch any other Walking Dead YouTube channel. I don't watch that channel. I don't watch any of them. I don't watch any other videos of Walking Dead. When people bring me stuff or they send me a link, I look at the thumbnail or the title, and that's it. I don't watch other YouTube channels, and I don't watch those people at all. And, are they good? Are they not? Do you like them? More power to it if you do it. And I'm not saying you cannot like other YouTube channels. You can like me and be a subscriber to 1,000 other YouTube channels, and you should be. You should support other YouTubers. But why not spread the wealth if you can go there and watch, be a subscriber to my channel and their channel and those channel and that channel and this channel, that channel, whatever you like, right? Why not be a subscriber to everything? It just helps everybody out too. We're all in this together. We all have a different take on it, and it's pretty cool too. Just like the princess stuff, right? After watching Talking Dead, after watching a bunch of different things, I love the idea of watching Talking Dead, but I don't like the idea. I take that back. Talking Dead should not be necessary, right? It's a fun thing, and it's a cool thing to watch to get a little more insider. If you're really into it, you can watch the after show and see what's going on and all that other stuff too. But you kind of had to watch. Sometimes you have to watch Talking Dead to figure out what happened in the episode, right? To figure out what they actually did or what they meant here. Like, you had to figure out, like, was Princess actually interrogated? Denise Huth says yes. And I think I said in my video, I called her Elizabeth Huth. It's Denise Huth. I apologize, Denise, that's for sure. But it's one of those things where if you watch Talking Dead, you find out a bunch of different things. If you don't, you may miss out and find out about, well, that was real. The beginning, when they were surrounded by the Commonwealth soldiers, and the very end were the only times it was real with Princess and Ezekiel and Eugene and Yumiko. That, it is one of those things where, okay, it kind of made sense with Ezekiel, but did she talk to Eugene? And then it made sense there was no board on there, so she couldn't get out of the train car. Did she actually leave the train car? Did she not? I don't know. But, it's kind of a fun thing to talk about and discuss. And I'm liking these episodes. I think that these episodes are really good for what they are. Now, overall, if you have these episodes versus regular episodes, these episodes won't be as good. These episodes are going to suck compared to regular episodes. But it makes sense that they can't have the writing, the filming, the production, COVID precautions, just a bunch of different things. It's just, you have to, it's going to be different. It's going to be watered down. It's going to be, not as good. And to be honest, I didn't think we were going to get that many people in season 10, episode 17. I didn't think we were going to see that many characters. So, Mary just says, "Hey, bro, I finally caught you live." I appreciate that. I know some people have different things going on at this time, so if you can pop in and say hello, whatever, if you can stay for the hour, or 10 minutes, 5 minutes, it's always good. But welcome, Mary. I'm glad to be here as well too. But in season 10, episode 17, we had Daryl, Carol, Maggie, Kelly, Negan, Judith, Nabila. Who else was in there? Elijah, Cole. Just like so many characters from Lydia. So we had like 10 characters in the episode. Herschel Jr., Herschel Ree. So we had like 10, 11 characters. And then after that, it was like Leah, Daryl, Carol, Dog. Okay. And then it was Maze, Walker's, Aaron, Father Gabriel. And then Princess. It's just like you see the far less characters for each episode, right? So I thought they would be all like this, and to be honest, it was definitely. We'll see how it connects for next week's episode, the finale. So this week's episode, season 10, episode 21, is a lot of people ahead of time were saying that it's not a good episode, right? And it's definitely a different episode for sure. And I'll talk about it, in 17 minutes. We'll break it down more involved. But to be honest, I talked about in my early access review, when I did my review that I'll post later tonight, I've actually liked it. Like, to be honest, I'm not going to, and hopefully if you know this channel, and probably everybody in here is like, understands what I'm about, that I don't just make stuff up. I'm not like, yeah, I liked it when I really hated it. I'm like, I can't say I don't like these episodes because I have to have this positive outlook. No, I tell you if I like something, I didn't like something, stuff's cheesy, it's hokey, it doesn't make sense, it's campy, it's just like not buying into it, right? not really the biggest fan of being fake on there, even though there's a lot of people on YouTube that's fake. Not just Walking Dead channels, but everybody. You have to have this fake optimism, and you have to be positive all the time, and it's just great. Life is great all the time. Like on Instagram, this person's always on vacation, and this person's always doing this. So then like, man, I want to always be on vacation. That's not real life. That's not a real life thing too, right? Like I love The Rock, but his life and his diet and his just way of things and how much money he makes from movies and this and that and whatever, it's not normal. It's very low percentage of people that can do that. You know, the person on his cheat meal days, he's eating like 6,000 pancakes or something ridiculous, right? That's not normal. Like, you can't do that. So, but you know, you get this false sense of reality and people buy into that, and people are impressionable too. And, you know, maybe you live vicariously through them, and that's a good thing to do. Just like The Walking Dead. Like, The Walking Dead is fictional, right? It's not real life. In your grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's a fictional universe that's filmed in Georgia. People are making millions and millions of dollars from it. It's cool to watch, but it's not real life. It's not a documentary. It's not like, oh, my life revolves around The Walking Dead. I mean, it can to a certain point, but like, okay, I'm not going to spend every waking second every day thinking and worrying about The Walking Dead and Walking Dead videos and how this is going to affect Daryl and where's Ezekiel and Jerry and this and that. And there's nothing wrong if you do that, but it's not real. Like, you have your own problems in life. You have your own stuff to worry about, your health, your wealth, your car, your house, your loved ones, your cats, your animals, your pets, whatever, you know, your family, COVID, job, money, whatever it is. So it's one of those things where it's a nice escape. Like when you read a book or you watch a movie or you watch a show. You watch a show, you go into the world, maybe you talk about it a little bit, maybe you come on YouTube, maybe you do this, maybe you do that, and it's cool. But there's just bigger things outside of that as well. You know, like, it's cool to be a part of it. But Nesson says, but we can prepare for an emergency should something happen. Yes and no. I wouldn't think that you're watching The Walking Dead like Survival Man, or like you're watching Bear Grylls. Like, okay, Daryl set up a thing here and he collected rainwater and he did here. To be honest, these extra episodes, Daryl's off his game. Daryl is not the same Daryl that we've seen. He's doing dumb things. He's being clumsy. He's being stuff that it's like, I don't know. What's up with Daryl, right? Is his confusion about Rick and Carol and, you know, it's just like, I don't know. It's just crazy, right? So Negan 1 says, ZA, no bills, no work, just survive. That's true, right? So some people are counting on a zombie apocalypse, right? Like, there's pros and cons to everything. Like, okay, if you had, I wouldn't want like a zombie apocalypse. I would like something where you have electricity and power and you have a farm and you have food supplies and you have stuff like that too. Because just imagine you can't go to the store and buy fresh food. You can't buy fruit, vegetables, you know, chicken, beef, corn, whatever you want to buy, right? You can buy preservative stuff. You can hopefully have stuff around and you can, you know, cook, but you don't have that. You know, the biggest thing I think of as the nice connection to that is actually, you know, if the world was like that, is lose power for 4 or 5 days, right? Don't have air conditioning in the summer. Don't have heat in the winter. Don't have stuff like that. That would suck, right? That'd be terrible. That'd be the biggest thing ever. And the Walking Dead universe is not perfect, right? If you watched World Beyond, they found soda in the gym that still was carbonated. It was like, when they opened it, it would taste terrible. It would be so flat. But if you never had soda before, you're like, or pop. I don't know if you're a pop person or a soda. I'm a soda person, but people call it soda pop. But that wouldn't be legit. It wouldn't be okay. You couldn't find certain things and they wouldn't be good for 15 years into a zombie apocalypse. That being said, some things would, but you would have to learn to farm, to grow stuff. And I think that would be the most applicable thing, right? Can you have a garden, a vegetable garden where you're making in your backyard tomatoes, lettuce, carrots, you know, vegetables, right? That would be kind of a cool thing there as well. That's something I was actually be interested in. And I always thought like I would like to have carrots and, vegetables, lettuce or pineapples, bananas, whatever we actually eat to actually have in your backyard. But I got squirrels and all this stuff, so they be eating my stuff, rabbits are, come on, get out of here, But then, I don't have a gun or anything, so you can't shoot a rabbit. But even though it's in the burbs, so you're not really, I always think of The Sopranos when when there was a rabbit eating his vegetables in his backyard, and he fires the gun, and his wife comes out, and she's like, Arthur, you can't fire guns in the borough limits. Like, you can't fire that gun. And he's like, ha, and he shoots the rabbit, and then he cooks the rabbit for the people. It was like, yeah, that's a little crazy. So, Zero Player 097 says, do you think Negan will die or exit The Walking Dead on episode 22, or is he going to make it to season 11? So, that's next week, by the way, but I answer the question right now. Negan, to me, has to live. If Negan is going into season 11, he has to survive. And he is in around Georgia. He's with the cast. I haven't seen filming, but he's been in the state of Georgia once they were filming. He talked about filming. He talked about being there. He talked about, when he had an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, he was messed up or inebriated on CBD gummies. And he bought a Tesla, and so he was doing this and doing that. And so he said he was in Georgia filming or being there for The Walking Dead, and they're filming now. So Negan's important for the show. And also, are they going to have a spinoff of Negan, like Negan Lives, after the show? Because when the show ends in season 11, they still want to have that cash cow, right? They want to have the Walking Dead franchise be spinoffs, movies, spin-offs, animated stuff, Tales of the Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, maybe World Beyond somehow, the Rick movies. It just makes sense to have as many characters possible to live, to go on for it. And Negan's one of those people that could carry a show. I think people are really excited for season 10, episode 22, Here's Negan. And that may be the highest rated episode. It probably is going to be the best episode of season 10C. And Negan is going to be able to carry stuff after The Walking Dead ends. Season 11 he should be a part of, so I think he survives. Masked Ninja Q&A. Do you see The Walking Dead World Beyond crossing over into season 11? No. Maybe. Potentially. I don't want to say yes, because I don't see that. I see that as it's a standalone show. If it connects with anything, it will connect with the Rick movies. If it does connect with season 11, it's probably got to be the last part of season 11, because I don't know if it's been confirmed yet or what they actually decided, if it's going to be 3/8 or 2/12s, but I think it's going to be 3/8. And I think it's going to be A, B, and C. And if they're going to connect with anything, it'd be, season 11C, if it's going to connect. So, I just don't know what their plan is for it. I just hope it all works out. I hope Gimple and Kirkman and everybody just have it planned, because if it doesn't make sense, if it's a waste of time, people are going to be unhappy. And I feel like so many more people, not everybody, but a pretty good percentage is not happy with season 10C. And I get it. But, I talk about it in my review that I already made that I'll post later tonight. I get that people aren't happy with these episodes. But I said it before, you should be glad that we even have them, right? I am, because no Walking Dead is just terrible. And, some Walking Dead, even these they're filler, backfill, deep dive, more intimate episodes. That's what they are. They're not going to be action-packed. They're not going to steal away stuff from season 11. Even though I think they took the Reapers away from it to add it there, to put it here. So we'll see it again. And, we'll talk about that in upcoming videos. But, I had low expectations for these episodes. So if you have low expectations in life, you always be, satisfied. If you have high expectations all the time and people can't live up to it, like if your life doesn't live up to it, your wife, your husband, your family, your kids, your job, everything, if that doesn't live up to what you are, you're always going to be disappointed. And there are people, I don't know, astrological signs. I just know mine and my wife's and a couple there. But there's people that are always negative. You have optimists and pessimists and realists and a little bit of both. And you can blur the line a little bit. But there's people that will always be negative, no matter what it is. And you know those people. And it's okay. You could be negative. But sometimes you can't be negative all the time. That's just draining. You're just draining people around you. Like, we get it. You hate life. You hate this. You hate the show. You know, if you come on Walking Dead Facebook groups or channels on there too, and you're like, this show's still on. I can't believe it's still on. Like, just trolling and hating. It's just, don't watch then. Like, don't watch the show too. So, BJ Logan 007 says, Q&A, what are you expecting for the 10C finale? I'm expecting it to be awesome, to be honest. I have high expectations for Negan, Lucille, the backstory. Hopefully you saw my breakdown of the sneak peek clip that you'll see tonight on Talking Dead with Negan. But I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. You know, after meeting him, awesome dude, down-to-earth guy, just really cool person. Makes me like the character even more. His wife should do a great job as Lucille. They should have that chemistry and that love, and, you know, it's actually real. And it's the finale, so it should be good. Setting up, it's the last episode for season 11. So it's got to be good. It's got to bridge the gap between season 10, season 11. Maybe we see Negan save somebody. Maybe the Reapers are involved. I don't know. I just hope it's good, entertaining, and just makes sense too. So Beaver says summer, fall, spring. I think that's what it's going to, well, I take that back. I think what my theory is for the time frame of when The Walking Dead's on. The Walking Dead season 11, if it's A, B, and C, which I think it is, it's going to be summer, which I'm thinking is August. Then it goes 8 episodes, so 8 weeks. Then I think we get World Beyond season 2 for the 10 episodes, 10 weeks. And then in February, we have Walking Dead season 11B for 8 weeks. Then we have Fear the Walking Dead. And then the fall of 2022, we have the final season, part C of The Walking Dead, season 11. So I think it's like summer, spring, fall. So I think they're going to stretch it out and, you know, and draw it out there too, for sure. So let me see what you guys got. Some good questions here when I was talking about John Wilder Q&A. Do you think Negan will rise to power again, but as a good guy this time? I don't know about rise to power. I think he could, you know, I don't know if Negan that's a good question. I mean, I'm not a writer for the show. I could see them doing that. I could see them doing a big thing going forward with it. If he's going to have some sort of connection with the Commonwealth, like play that angle. But he can't like go there, cause problems, and get killed off. He can't get Dwight's death if they're going to have the spinoff of him after the show ends. So he's got to play nice, you know. So I will have to see what they actually do. So Christy asks, Norman Reedus was saying in an interview that his spinoff with Melissa is going to be a lot different than The Walking Dead. What are your thoughts, and where do you think it's going? I think that was the same thing on, I think he was talking on Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that show, because season 10, episode 21 kind of feels like a Daryl Carol spinoff show. Some people hate that, and they're like, it does not bode well for the Carol Daryl spinoff show. If this is what it's going to be like, it's going to suck. Not me. I'm not saying that. But I do think they need to tweak things a little bit. There needs to be a little more action involved. I think it's going to be 10 episodes instead of 16. I think it's going to be Daryl and Carol going somewhere for some reason. I know, very vague general answer, right? But I would love for it to be connected with Rick. But then I don't know how it connects with stuff with the main show ending. Is it going to be like the Daryl and Carol spinoff has, a Judith shows up, or they go back to Alexandria? But I don't know. Do they go to New Mexico? Do they go on a boat? Do they travel around? Do they leave the country? I just think it fits very well to be connected with Rick and possibly Michonne. But again, I just don't know. I don't know what their plan is. I just hope it's good. I hope it's work. I hope it's worth watching, and I hope Dog's involved, because Dog's pretty cool. You know, I love animals, and I think we all do too. So it just makes sense to have Dog pop in there too. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Ed says New Mexico and meet up with Fear. Yeah, I mean, is that what it's going to be? Does the Daryl and Carol show connect with Fear the Walking Dead season 7? Season 8 of Fear? Do we get more seasons? I don't know. So, BJ Logan 007 Q&A, but not Q&A. I think Carol won't make it through the spinoff. I want her to, but I think they're going to put the comic death into play. Maybe that's how it ends. Maybe that's how you can't kill Carol off in like the 4th episode of the series if we're going to get 2 seasons. Or we get 1 season, 2 seasons. I don't know any of those answers, but so say we get 2 seasons. Daryl's never going to die. We know that. Or we can hypothesize. I don't know. We know that, but we know that. We know that, but we don't know that. We know that, right? But it's one of those things where Daryl's safe. But Carol, I feel like Carol's going to lose somebody in season 11. Maybe it's Lydia. I don't know who she's connected with besides Lydia. But if Lydia dies, it's going to be another child, young adult that's connected with Carol that dies. And they've done that out and they played it out. But, that's what they kind of do a little bit on the shows too. So I think, I like the idea that Carol and Daryl do something meaningful, hopefully connected with Rick. But, at that time frame, there should be far less walkers. People will still be a problem. Daryl and Carol have skills, but are they really just going to drive around enough? I mean, Daryl fixes his bike breaks, fixes his bike breaks. Is that what's going to be? Because if you have a motorcycle, I would assume you have to constantly be fixing it, right? So I just don't know. I just hope it's entertaining and worth watching too. So I love the idea of... it took a half hour for the first person here too. So it says, Andrea writes, if you don't watch other Walking Dead YouTubers, how can you even comment on a video you haven't seen? It doesn't make sense. Well, I can comment on what people are saying to me about it. And then they tell me that it's connected, where I comment about what the person's saying. Like when someone talks about Yumiko being a walker, and then I'm like, I don't know where the channel came from. I don't know where the idea came from. And then I make a video about it and they say, oh, it's from this person. Okay, good. So I didn't see their video. I'm just talking why it doesn't make sense there too. So does that make sense? I think it does. But again, I can say what I want as my opinion about things. And I'm going to do that just like you have. Just like you say, how can you even do this? You can judge me. You can say whatever you want. And so can I. And haters going to hate, beta's going to bait, and troll's going to troll. So thank you very much. You're probably the same person that keeps getting banned and changing it, but that's okay. Much love. Thank you for the trolling. But I love it, and that's okay. You can watch my videos or not. You're gonna have an opinion, just like all of us, but you know what they say about opinions, right? So ultimately, guys, season 10, episode 21. Let's talk about the episode. So let's be spoiler warning. If we're going to talk about season 10, episode 21, spoiler warning. So overall, it's a slower paced episode. In the episode, we see Daryl, Carol, Dog, Jerry, and like maybe glimpses of like a couple people at Alexandria. But overall, it's Daryl. It's a Carol episode, basically, but Daryl is definitely involved. Daryl, Carol, Dog, and Jerry. So I love the idea of Daryl and Carol being in an episode, but not much happens. It just doesn't really happen there, too. So, yeah. So, Andrea, thank you for stopping by, and you're going to stand by your point. Good. Thank you very much. I'll clap for you. Stand by your point. Good job, right? Just seems like you're hating on them. I don't care about them. Just to be clear, I don't like it when people are clickbait, trickbait, and they're doing that, and people log me into what they do. They have BS stuff in their thumbnails and their titles, and that's what it is. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about other channels and all that other stuff. I got my own stuff, my own channel, my own videos. Great. If you want to talk about that and then bring that up, hopefully you bring up their stuff. That's good. So good. So back to the points here. But Andrea, please don't bring it up again. Just don't. So season 10, episode 21, we got Carol and Daryl probably just left the the love shack, no, the cabin, and they're going back. Carol's going back to Alexandria. Daryl is going to stay out for a little bit longer. And one of the key moments of the episode, it's a small little thing, but Daryl gives Carol his Swiss Army knife because she can't get open her canteen. So it's a moment that Carol gets the Swiss Army knife, but then she keeps it because later in the episode, Daryl needs that Swiss Army knife to fix his bike, and he doesn't have it. So he's run into some problems there too, right? So Joey the Gator says, thoughts on Here's Negan next week? That's next week, but I'm super excited for it, and I hope it's awesome, and I'm really excited for that episode, that's for sure. So Daryl is going to apologize, but he's not going to apologize. He's going to say something, and then Carol's like, you don't have to apologize. He's like, well, I'm just going to say, be safe out there, be okay, right? So Carol goes literally one way, and Daryl goes the other way in a split. There's a tree, and there's two paths. Dog's like, where do I go? Where do I go? And he goes and he follows Carol. And it's pretty funny because Daryl's like, nice. Yeah. Well, great. My dog left me. But it makes sense because they're going back to Alexandria and Daryl stays out. It's just safer that dog goes back with Carol. So Carol goes to Alexandria, goes back home. She finds this like dirty, bloody, I don't know what it is, like piece of cloth. Is it a scarf? Is it some? I don't know. She comes back. She says she sees Jerry, and she's like, "What can I do, Jerry? I'm trying to do this and do that. I'll clean out the fishery. I'll do all these things." And Jerry's like, "Hey, dude. Hey, how we doing?" And Carol's like, "Hey, Jerry." And they have their conversation on there too. So, Andrea, I'm going to say this for the last time, and then you're going to go. But it says, "Okay, I'll drop it, but it's annoying. You never admit when you're wrong." I admit when I'm wrong all the time, and I make videos about it all the time, but I'm not wrong for how I feel. And how dare you say anything to me about how I'm being wrong for how I'm feeling about a channel or how I feel about other people like that too. So it doesn't make sense for you to do that, to put me down for how I'm feeling. It's annoying that you keep pushing the envelope and doing those things. So get out of here and go to wherever you're going to be. Doesn't make sense to just be bothering me like that over and over and over again. But, man, so the zero tolerance policy is coming back. The trolls are coming back, right? So if anything's like that, moderators, let it be, but let me know about it, and I will block them on there too. So it's just messed up, right? So for the record, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it once, right? I don't care about other YouTube channels. I got my own freaking problems. I got my own channel to worry about, right? I don't care about the other channels that I will not name. I don't care what they make and their clickbait and their this, but their thumbnails misleading, titles misleading, right? They are. They just are. And you know they are. And look at the comments that other people write all the time. You know what they are, and everybody knows it. But it's okay that they do that. And I really hope the trolls that come here go there. And I'm sure it's the person that's in Europe that's having people harass me and say stuff on there too. And have the bots that are coming to me to say this all their stuff too. And I have my own feelings about that person and everything as well. Because you know what? That person messaged me a while back. And I got my own things about it, but I'm going to let it go. And I'm not going to drop the bomb on this person for what it is, right? Because I'm a bigger person for that. So that's the last time for that. Zero tolerance policy is in effect. People are going to be getting banned, and it's going to be going on there as well. So hopefully you guys, I'm sure everybody in here, the people that support the channel know why it's like that. But I'm just sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of those people. It's just crazy. It's just freaking crazy that people would do that, right? And so I'm wrong because I have an opinion about some other channels on YouTube. Newsflash, we all have opinions. Deal with it. And if you don't, keep it rolling. That's it. Jeez. And I'm fine. I'm from New Jersey. This is how we are. I'm just talking here. And I raise my voice because I'm passionate about it, and that's it. I'm done with it. I'm moving on. People like that, ban them, block them, kick them in the door. Later. That's it. That's it. I'm just tired of it. But ultimately, guys, Season 10, Episode 21 is what it is. People are not going to like it. They're not going to like. Sorry if it was really loud in the headphones. I apologize for that. And the people that are probably there, I apologize for being loud in the headphones. But also, I saw a thing about headphones and the earbuds is you need to wipe them down because there's a lot of stuff in there that if you're working out in them, don't. You have to wipe them down with alcohol or some sort of cleaning thing because they got a lot of funk and bacteria and fungus and whatever on there too. So make sure you're definitely cleaning them from time to time, especially if you work out in them or whatever. Have a different pair for that. They found some stuff on there as well too. So now I'm good, Jeff. I'm good. The anger, you got to let it out. I have to let it out because if I bottle it up, I'm going to explode on stuff. Just got to let it out and move on with it and keep it rolling. And just like when people say, don't let them get to you, bro. Ignore them, bro. Yeah. If you had enough over and 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 over on Facebook, on Instagram, and they're coming at you over and over and over again, it just gets up on there too, right? So good. So they can keep coming at me. They'll keep getting blocked, and that's keeping what it's doing on there too. But that's it. So if I got to talk to the people in the other channels on there too, control their people, and if it's going to be what it is, I'll be talking to the other YouTube channels, the people there too. And maybe that's what needs to be said. Maybe that needs to be what it said. Because, like I said before, when a person from a different channel from the UK messaged me and attacked me and came at me, yeah, I think I'm going to have a problem from time to time with that person. But we'll just keep it PG for right now. Because I could say some stuff, but I'm not going to. But ultimately, guys, this episode 10 by 21 is not going to win anybody over. If you love Daryl, if you love Carol, you'll like the episode. If you're hating on the other episodes, you're probably not going to like this. You're probably not going to like these episodes. Even though I kind of agree, this episode is definitely of a better feel than 10 by 18 with Daryl and Leah, because Leah's not in this episode, but it's one of those things where it's a little better for our characters. And I talk about it. Joey says, what's your rating for this episode? I don't know. That's a good one. I mean, I probably give it a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7, because not too much happens with it, but stuff does happen. And I talk about my review about it, right? I talk about my review that it has everything that you would want in an episode of The Walking Dead, if you think about it, right? It's got Daryl, it's got Carol, it's got Dog, it's got Jerry, it's got walkers. They actually kill the walkers. There's some drama, there's some problems, they have to fix some things. It's not like they just go home and they sit in a therapy session and they sing Kumbaya, and then at the end of it, everybody's good. The rat thing was kind of corny, but also I didn't get to that too. So Negan rates it a 5. So he gives it, is it a 5? Negan, is that a 5 out of 5? Or I'm just kidding. It's probably a 5 out of 10. So, but either way, let's get back on track after that chaos. Sorry, I exploded. I'm sorry, but not sorry, right? Because I needed to do that. I need to get it out and keep it rolling and then just move on to the next thing. So Daryl's out and about. His bike breaks down. He needs to fix it. He's got to fix a tube. I have a picture of it in my Easter egg thing that I'm going to show you, that you see later on that it's actually a tube that breaks. It may be a fuel line. I don't know or what it is, but he has to get a piece of tube to fix there too. So he goes to cars that are in the woods trying to find it. Doesn't work. Goes to a car. There's a walker inside the car. And for some reason, he has to go underneath the car to get the tube. So Negan wants his fuel line. So it makes sense, fuel line. I mean, that's what I kind of thought too, the fuel line. But if he was leaking fuel, that stuff ain't easy to find, I would assume, right? But, Daryl's got the loopholes, so he's good. I guess they got a way to make fuel still. So he finds it in the car, but the car falls down because of the walker inside it. And it's a little far-fetched and it's crazy, and they're making Daryl get in these crazy situations. But he gets it, and he actually smacks the window hey, what are you doing? Come on, get out of here. Even though he probably would have killed the walker previously. But he gets the fuel line or the line, and he goes to fix his bike. but he doesn't have his Swiss Army knife, the multi-tool. He remembers he gave it to Carol, but Carol kept it and went back to Alexandria. So he's got to find it. He's got to find another tool to do that because he can't unscrew something to get to the fuel line and get to it, I'm assuming. But either way, so Daryl's in the woods trying to fix his bike that broke down. Carol's back at Alexandria with Dog, talking to Jerry. Jerry's like, figuring out what to do. Carol says, what can I do around here? They already did the things that she wants to do. Rosita's fixing this and the other. And Jerry's trying to think about what to do for what Carol can do. His stomach growls, food. Food is a necessity for thinking. So then he starts, so she's like, I can make some food. What can I make? What do I have? I have this. And then she says, I don't know if it's a story or a fairy tale or I don't know what she would call it, but she says about stone soup. So stone soup is a thing that I think is told in school. It's a thing that people were telling that's a real story. And so it's a stone that he was collecting. He can make famous stone soup, but he goes around and collects different items from different people and makes soup for everybody, and everybody enjoys. So she thinks about, using the mushrooms and the fish and the this and the that. So she goes and Jerry says, you can't use Michonne's house because Maggie's people are in there, Michonne's kitchen. So she's like, I can go into the pantry and use the hot plate. Or the I'm blanking on, it was the slow cooker, right? So, oh my God, see, here we go. Thank you. But, yeah. But it's, I timed the person out, but let's see. Hold on, I just got to do a little spring cleaning on this, so. But, okay, there we go. Sorry. People, the same trolls are going to be coming out now too. It's like I'm feeding the trolls, but we're just going to block them from now on. So sorry, I had to get it out. And now that's feeding the fire, feeding the troll fire. They're like sitting around the fire like, yes, we got him. Ha ha ha. Yes, the PT is mad. Ha ha ha. Right? But so Carol is making some soup with her stuff that she brought back with her. Dog is freaking out and goes, in the house, and he's mad and he's doing this and ripping stuff up. But I think it's because there's a rat in the house and he's trying to get it and trying to do all that. But Carol runs back in from the pantry, the garage, and doesn't close the door. And he goes, and dog goes and tries to, I guess, get the rat. He's like messing things up, and Carol looks around, and dog like rips this like animal skin. It's pretty funny. I'm going to talk about that in my Easter egg video, and dog knocks over the lamp, breaks the lamp, and it's just one of those things where I guess he's trying to find the rat, but you don't see the rat. You see the wire of the lamp is chewed like a rat would. There's droppings, and that there's a book that Carol picks up, which is pretty interesting. It's the golden age of piracy. And I'm definitely going to talk about that in my Easter egg video. But it's got a multiple meaning I want to share in that video too. So I was like, pretty cool. So dog runs into the pantry, knocks over the food. What are you doing? No sign of the rat. You see the rat later. But dog ruins the soup. And then Carol yells at dog. Dog runs inside. They close the door. So goes in, shuts the door. And Carol's like, you ruined the food. We need that food. What are we going to do? Food is at, it's scarce right now. It's pretty important. So you should guard that with all your whereabouts. So she decides to be like, okay, we got rats in here too. Because Jerry actually says about the rats that they had to throw out some grain. That's definitely a callback to the kingdom. And they got rats, and they're trying to... Carol's I'm going to set a trap for the rat. So she gets a cardboard box and a thing and whatever, and she sets it all up, and she's getting ready to get the rat. But she figures out that she has to get more stuff. So she leaves. She takes a red bucket. That's obvious, red bucket. She leaves, and she's got to go out and get some things. She sees Jerry multiple times, and she goes out, and she sees a bunch of walkers. She gets some dandelion stuff and just some stuff growing in the wild. And she has her bow and arrow and her knife. But again, just like Maggie in season 10, episode 17, she doesn't fire a single arrow from her bow. She puts the bow down and she kills the walker, and she's like, I'm gonna kill you, and she's not afraid of killing these walkers. She kills a couple walkers. We see it, but then you see a couple insects. You see a spider. You see a butterfly. That's kind of interesting, and I want to talk about that in my Easter egg video, callbacks connections video too. But she kills the walkers, and it's kind of funny because she's like, "Get over here! Where are you going? Get back here!" She kills the walkers, gets all bloody and gross, goes back into Alexandria. Jerry's like, "What happened?" "Nothing. I'm okay. I just need some things." And she puts on a brave front, even though she's, crazy inside and stuff's not going well. She's having a bad day, right? So she goes back in, decides to cook a little bit, and she finds the rat's in the box. And she tries to pick up the box, and I guess the rat chewed through the box, and the rat gets out, and it's running around the garage and the pantry, and she's like trying to get it. It's kind of comical. So, and then it runs back into the hole that it was there. She kind of should have boarded up that spot, but she didn't, and they don't get the rat. It's frustrating. Dog watches on. It's kind of funny. But meanwhile, Daryl got the hose, tried to fix the bike, didn't get there. He pushes his bike to the railroad tracks, and he looks at a group of walkers. And he sees some walkers in the distance, and he's got his binoculars, and he sees a dead walker not a dead walker, a walker that's walking around, and it's got military fatigues on and military stuff by chance, right? Or is it? So he sees the walker, and he's like, okay, I have to get something from this walker. So he's walking down the railroad tracks, and there's other walkers there. And for some reason, he doesn't kill any of the walkers. He's trying to avoid them. But then he steps on a branch, and it's like so loud. And the walkers like turn, really dramatic. And he keeps walking. Again, he doesn't kill any of the walkers for some reason. He goes down, and he finds the walker that's in the military fatigues, and it's like stuck in a tree. It's like, He falls down and slides down this little ditch by accident. The walker falls off the tree. The tree branch breaks. The walker comes at Daryl. They roll. And Daryl kills it. He calls it an a-hole. Carol says a-hole too. It's the first time I really remember seeing two characters call a-holes basically in the episode. But Daryl goes through the pouches on the dead walker, the military guy, finds a magazine. Hopefully it's got bullets in it. We don't know. And he finds a multi-tool, screwdriver and everything there too, and a couple of different things. Goes around, doesn't kill any more walkers, just walks back to his bike. And he's got the multi-tool now. So he's like, great, I can fix my bike. Turns, and there's another military guy, walker, that's crawling. He has no legs. He's crawling, and I was like, figures, right? He does all that work when he could have just waited and killed that one walker. But either way, shoots it, kills it, finds another multi-tool, finds a couple other things, two being MREs, meals ready to eat. So they should have a long, long shelf life, so they should be good still. Takes me back to season 7. Again, that'll be in my Easter egg video, but hint, hint, in season 7, we saw them before. And then he fixes his bike and then drives home. It's getting late. I guess he drove all night and arrives back at Alexandria the next morning. And so, yeah. Oh man, it's just so funny. Like, I'm definitely not insecure, but that's hilarious that you would say that, but thank you. You have a nice day as well. Have a good one. See ya. But ultimately, Carol goes to bed. Oh, before that, she fixes the solar panel setup. Got no juice, right? So I don't know why Jerry and them didn't fix that. That should have been a priority to clean up the streets. Alexandria still looks like a mess. It still just looks a mess, right? So it's just like one of those things where, what are they doing here? They should have so many people in Alexandria. There's stuff all over the place. There's pallets. There's containers. There's just junk all over the roads and the streets. There's enough people there to clean it, right? I mean, there's so many people there, especially with Maggie's group. They should be doing something. But either way, she fixes one of the solar panels, hooks up the connector, and gets it all set, turns on the light in the garage, and it's working. So it's great, but then she's trying to cook, and then the power goes out. So it only had so much juice in it. So Carol's like, I'm going to bed. F this day. This day is terrible. So she's in bed. Dog lays in there with her. Carol is laying in sleep. Dog wakes her up. It's kind of funny. They go back into the garage, and so it's Yeah, don't worry about those. It's just one of those things where I'm just going to block their comments on there as well too. So I knew they'd be here. I'm surprised I know it took a half hour into it. So Carol goes back into the pantry in the garage at night. So it's kind of got that horror vibe going, right? And she's looking around for the rat. She doesn't find it. And she's like, all right, I'm going to, I don't know why it's saying that, but it's like one of those things where she punches into the drywall. She looks into there. She's like hitting the drywall so high, not lower where the rat would be. But either way, she punches the hole in it. There's a perfect framing of her face there too. And then she gets a knife and starts stabbing it. And it's like definitely Halloween, horror vibes, Shining vibes. And then she's just beating up the drywall, ripping the drywall, boom, 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 rips out some insulation. It's like cotton, but insulation is what it's supposed to be. Boom, she's freaking out. Night turns to day. She's sweeping. A dog lays next to her, and she doesn't find the rat. Then she's sweeping up her mess. Jerry comes and knocks on the garage door. Carol opens it, and it's like Jerry was going to use like the idea of soup to come over for that, but he's just checking up on Carol. He loves Carol. He cares about Carol. He tries to be there for her, tries to give her words of wisdom, tries to quote Ezekiel. And it doesn't work. And I always thought about it being like, Carol probably doesn't want to hear Ezekiel proverbs because they broke up. They're not together. It kind of doesn't really work. But either way, Jerry is trying to be there for Carol. So they basically come to the conclusion that she needs a hug. And Jerry gives her a hug. It's a nice moment. And as they're hugging, the rat walks out. He's like, oh, was that a rat? I see the symbolism in it, but either way, the rat leaves on its own, leaves, and then Jerry has some soup with Carol, and Carol's going to close the garage door. Dog runs out. Who shows up? Daryl, Carol have their nice bonding moment at the end, but they don't bond. They just talk again. He's going to, Simca says, is Ezekiel dead yet? No, Ezekiel is very much alive. Someone asked a great question about Ezekiel too. Like, did they find the lump on his neck when they did his check? So I hope that they did, and I hope they save Ezekiel at the Commonwealth. And I think they will, personally too. So Carol and Daryl talk. Carol's going to give back the Swiss Army knife. He says, keep it, because he has his own stuff. But it's kind of one of those things like, keep it. I don't need it. And it reminds me of like, keep it. I'm good. I don't need you anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. You do your own thing. I got my own stuff. You got your own stuff, right? They're not at a good place. Daryl's going to go to sleep. Dog goes with Daryl. He goes to the gate, opens it, turns, and kind of wants Carol to talk to him, but he doesn't. And he doesn't say anything either, so he's waiting for Carol to say something. Carol goes into her garage, looks, or the pantry garage, looks, the same kind of thing, waits, and then closes it. And that's the end of the episode. So, again, it's not much happens. There's rats, there's dog, there's Daryl, Carol. There's some stuff. Daryl fixes his bike. But I wonder if the whole thing with the walker, I see some great questions about the walker, the military people that are walkers. And since you guys are here, talk about the idea that I had for the video that I feel like they could be connected with the Reapers. I know they're definitely like older zombies, but I don't know how far along the Reapers were. And since the Reapers came around in season 10, episode 17, they're going to come. They should come back around somehow, some way. So I have a couple of different ideas about the Reapers, and maybe that was a little foreshadowing of them. And also, we'll see, maybe there was a military base around there too. I would assume there would be more military bases around there, especially if they're in Virginia and they film in Georgia. But if they're in Virginia, wouldn't you want to go to, around there too, like Quantico and stuff? Like I'm going there. I'm trying to find this stuff. Maybe they got imagine if they had like the FBI headquarters and stuff was right there, still working, still operational, still good to go, and they never found it. You're like, what? Right? Dude. So the episode's a little slower, but it's got everything you need in it if you think about it. It's got Daryl, Carol, Jerry, dog, walkers, conflict, problems, Alexandria stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I thought it was interesting, but next week's episode is the big one. Here's Negan. So that should be pretty cool too. So I'm super excited for that episode. That should be the best. Jonathan Wilder asks another great question. Q&A, is The Walking Dead show a horror show or a drama show or an action show? Can't really tell. I think it's a hybrid. I think it's a horror drama action show. Kind of got soap opera feels with some drama with the people and the horror vibe with the walkers and the whispers and this and that, and the drama with the relationships and stuff. So I think it's a little bit of I think it's a little bit of everything as well too. So I think it's a nice blending of different genres put together. And not every episode is going to be action packed. And I think because next week's episode is going to be the Here's Negan backstory. We're going to see the biker dude that was running the Saviors or the group that he came across. And so Negan's going to take that person out and then make the Saviors. He's going to make Lucille. He's going to be with his wife, and then his wife's got to die because she has cancer. So if you know the comic stuff, that it should be pretty good. But it's not going to be an exact take of the comic of Here's Negan. That's what Angela Kang said. It's their own kind of take on it. So I'm excited for this episode. It's going to be the season finale. Hopefully, I think they said it could be a little cliffhanger. So I don't know what that means, if it's connected with Negan and Maggie or the Reapers, and I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. I apologize for the yelling and the being, I wouldn't say emotional. I was just, I wouldn't even say angry. It was just frustrated. It was like enough people coming here to do that, and we only had a couple trolls. They're probably the same person, but they came in the last half hour, and that's all right. Well, I guess I will take that from last week too. So hopefully you guys checked out Discord last week. I'll be there next Sunday for the Here's Negan episode, I believe, is what I talked to the person about. And then Lindsay Robb right there, our great moderator, but also the person running our PT channel Discord. So if you use Discord, definitely check it out. Be a member. The invitations she sent a couple times, it's definitely going to be doing some things. I know she's talking about doing a watch party. We may do some trivia. And I don't know too. So Jen says, Brian, you're just tired of the crap. That's true. I am, but I don't want you guys to take it like I'm taking it out on you. And I don't, because some people, when I had previous videos and I got emotional about it or fired up or frustrated, whatever you want to call it, people are like, man, I feel like I got yelled at. But I'm not yelling at anyone here besides the trolls and the people there too. So it's like, that is who it was. And the person just kept going and kept going and kept going. You can only take so much, right? You can only poke the bear so many times. So we'll have to see how it is, but I'm going to get going, guys. My wife just came home, but thank you guys. I'll be here next Sunday, and then I should be on Discord next Sunday as well for Here's Negan. But remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can achieve things in life. With hard work, you can do things. It just takes a lot of time. Haters going to hate, baiters going to bait, trolls going to troll. You can only control how you are and how it is. I say that after I blew up in this live stream. Kind of ironic, right? People love the irony of things from time to time. But thank you, guys. I'll be back next Sunday. Enjoy tonight's episode if you haven't seen it. Talking Dead, I believe Melissa McBride and I'm not sure is actually on tonight. But I'll be back next Sunday. I have a bunch of different videos already made for this week. I'll be back. See you guys. Stay safe. And as